Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy Network. I am so glad y'all joining us. Okay. Well, we want to wish everyone a motivational Monday. We want to make sure that you're taking time to motivate yourself. Or you know what? If you haven't motivated yourself, guess what? This show is going to motivate you. Now, if you wanna join our tribe, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. So today's show, we're going to be talking about sisterhood. Because can I tell you, when I say I need some sisterhood, I need some sisterhood. So the Women Are Worthy, well, let me rewind and talk about how this show was created. I created this show because I got sick and tired of my mentees and the people I mentor, my mentees and the people who I look up to. They're constantly telling me there isn't anything good on social media or on television. People are, other than watching those housewife shows, women are just backbiting each other. They don't support each other, particularly Black women. So instead of complaining, I decided, let me do something about it. Let me show the youngins, as I call anyone who's above 30, I call y'all youngins. Let me show the youngins that, you know what, we have good women out there. We have sisterhood. Sometimes you attract who you are. So then I created this platform called the Women Are Worthy Network, where we bring awesome women. And guess what? Men are getting so jealous that they're asking to be on the platform.
Well, men are worthy too, right?
They
Men are
sure
worthy too.
are. They sure are. This show is all about positivity because I told y'all I'm allergic to negativity. I'm allergic to negativity. So I met this young lady, courtesy to Tammy. I met this young lady on social media. I've met so many people who said that they can't make a connection on social media. Majority of my close friends I've met on social media, and I haven't met them in person. So the Women Are Worthy Network, we welcome Lisa Hurley. Lisa, this woman is a one woman dynamo. She's a writer, she's a speaker, she's an activist, and whose work focuses on anti-racism, texturism, and destigmatizing introversion. Look, I got a drink, okay? When I tell you,
That's a lot.
when I tell you her bio is long and strong, her bio is long and strong. I got to take another sip. I know some professional, but I got to take another sip because I got to keep telling you about this sister. I'm perched. Okay, she's also a passionate advocate for inclusion, equity, and gender equality. Lisa and I, we're going to be talking about sisterhood. Someone introduced me to her. Tammy Triolo introduced me to Lisa. And when I met her, obviously through social media, I fell in love. So I want you guys, we're going to have this great discussion. Grab your favorite cup of mocha, glass of Chablis, put your feet up. If you got to drink, whatever it is you got to drink it and let's relax. See, whether it's water, juice, let's have a conscious conversation. Like, subscribe, comment. Feel free to comment. So, without further ado, Miss Lisa Hurley, how in the heck are you?
Hey, how are you, Jackie? And thank you so much. I mean, talk about being a dynamo. That I think you're talking about yourself because your energy, I don't know how you do all the stuff that you do. But hats off to you for everything that you do. And I feel so blessed to be here. I feel so blessed by our connection. Shout out, as you did, shout out to Tammy. Tammy, thanks for putting us, connecting us together. And I am looking forward to this discussion. So,
I am too, but there's one rule. I don't have on waterproof mascara. I don't have my lashes on. So you're not going to make me cry. Okay. We're not going to do that. We're just going to have this
same here.
conversation. And I wanted to talk about this because so often, especially being Black women, it's almost like when you meet a woman, you're like, or you hear about it, because I'm totally transparent. It's like, okay, she looks better than me, or she's skinnier than me, or she has, we need to get rid of that because you're a beautiful woman. We can coexist in the same space.
I agree. I think women are socialized from young, from girlhood. socialized with a scarcity mindset because, of course, if we're talking, in a cishet scenario, right? Within that scenario in which many of us are socialized, it's like your goal is to get a guy. Your goal is to get a man, get wifed up, get married, and beat out the other girls, beat out the other women. And so that sets up, first of all, the focus is all wrong, but side note, right? But it sets up this very toxic competitiveness from a very young age, right? And it just starts young and keeps going. And we do need to do better. We do need to do better. I mean, like you said, I mean, Tammy alone. I mean, we were both talking about Tammy because Tammy brought us together. Tammy is a dynamo. You're a dynamo. I'm a dynamo. We can all, we have, other sister friends, Rochelle here, Rochelle, right? We're all powerhouses in our own right. And what we do is support each other, right? Now, and I'm trying to think how long we've known each other. It's actually not that long, right? First thing you do is you're like, oh, well, I have a show. I want you to be on my show. Like, you're not trying to like, if I put Lisa on, what's that gonna do? You understand what I'm saying? There's not that scarcity mindset, but you are a fully formed, confident woman, and you are sure you don't need to be scared of me or any other woman, and so you are free to share and to be expansive, right? And so it's possible. It's possible. There are many of us out here.
And that's so true because I want women to realize because, and I keep telling people, I think it's because I was raised by a man. I don't look at another woman as competition. I
Correct.
look at her as completion
Mm.
because I do believe what I'm lacking, you have. And that's why I teach my circle that's around me, my interns, my mentees, that when you see a woman, particularly a woman, no shade to the guys, but not many women don't get compliments. They may not get compliments from their husband, significant other, girlfriends. They may not get that. Their significant other, meaning, a girlfriend. They may not get that. So, what I've trained them to do is whenever you see a woman that you don't know, make sure you don't know who it is. You walk up to her. If you see her on social media, you comment, wow, I like your smile. I love you the way you look or your shoes. Because when I see women, I'm like, girl, you are working it. I'll be in a restaurant and I'm like, turn around and they're looking at me. And I'm
Yes.
like, no, 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 I'm not coming on. I just want to say, baby, you working it. I walk with
Mhm.
the
And
girls,
acknowledge.
right?
Yes.
Acknowledge that because it makes you, because what happens is when you approach some women, and ladies, you guys can attest this, and you want to talk to someone you don't know, the shoulders are like this. But once you give the compliment, the shoulder goes down and they're
Hmm.
a little bit more relaxed. And
Yes.
we
Yes.
have to start doing that to one another, start complimenting each other.
I agree. And there is a friend of mine whom I love to compliment because she loves to receive compliments. Because that's the flip side to it. It's not just complimenting others. It is okay, but other women, but are they able to receive it? So many of us will, get a compliment, and then we're like, we push it away, basically, right? But there's a good friend of mine, hey Jan, that I'm thinking of, and so you compliment her. If you compliment her on her dress, you're getting a twirl, you're getting a blush, you're getting a little flirty, right? And so, because she receives it, she appreciates it, and creates that cycle of that sort of closes the energy loop of positivity. You see what I'm saying?
You
Right?
are so right. This is what I tell people because, which is so true. So many women cannot receive compliments. So when I'm complimenting someone and they're like, oh no, I said, stop. You're blocking my blessings.
Yes,
Do
yes.
not block my blessings. If I'm giving you a compliment, just say thank you. Because sometimes I have to also educate them on how to accept the compliment.
Mhm.
Or if someone is giving you something, because as women, hey Gloria, we're always pouring out. We're the
Yes.
caregivers. So sometimes, we're the last one in the line. So when someone gives us a compliment, well, not me, because I'm taking all the compliments I can get, but most women don't know how to accept compliments, and it's
Mhm.
almost like they're bashful or they're like shy, or it's like, no, don't put the attention on me, that
Right.
kind of a thing. So I have to educate them. So my question to you is, why is it, we talked about forming a sisterhood, why is it, I notice when women are a certain age, like 40 and over, they don't want to let new women into the circle or more women into the circle. Have you found that? Have you heard that? And if so, why do you think that is?
All right. I think that anyone, especially women, like you said, we pour out, right? We pour out a lot, like you said, and because we're givers, and a lot of people know that we're givers, there are those who come in and try to take advantage and extract out of us, right? Siphon off our our energy, our intellect, sometimes our money, whatever. Um, you get to a certain age.
When
You've
you
been
said
through a
money,
lot.
when you said money, yes.
I'm just saying, you know who you are, pay me back. But anyway, whatever. But we said we were gonna be real, right? So I'm being real. I'm being real. No, but on a serious note, you get to a certain age, you've been through a lot, and every interaction is either adding to your energy or taking away from it. And you get a lot more selective. It is not even anything about being, it's not about being unfriendly. In my case, it's not even about being introverted. I'm introverted, but I'm very friendly, right? Um, I also, however, have strong boundaries. And because I've been through things, it's like, okay, well, you are in on a probationary basis. You are in the sisterhood on a probationary
Am
basis.
I still
No, 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 no.
on probation?
You were in. You know why? You know why? Because again, it is. I like to do this, forming the infinity symbol, right? It is a symbiosis,
Mhm.
and so I give you a certain energy, you give me a certain energy, and it goes back and forth. So are you on probation? No, because and I think I posted this
Yeah.
somewhere, right?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
from day one,
Mhm.
we had a phone call. I was like, wow, I just met her. We had just the loveliest phone call. One time we had like we had a Zoom call. We're chatting, sharing stuff. It's all very, very organic and very honest, right? Which is very different from sometimes you meet people at work.
Yeah.
You're
Mhm.
not quite sure what their where they're coming from, what are their intentions. It's a whole different dynamic, right? And so you do get to a certain age where, however, you meet new women, and you're like, and you've been hurt multiple times. You're like, I can't go through
Mhm.
that again. So it's not even honestly about the other person or about being unfriendly or anything like that. It is part of you is thinking, okay, I need to protect my heart. I need to protect myself, right? And I don't know about you, but for somebody like me, it is actually, it goes against my entire nature, right? I always say, if I were a dog, right, I would be like a golden retriever. Hey, hey, da, 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 let's hang out, let's be friends. That's my nature. But you live life, and people are gonna people, right? People are gonna do some shady things sometimes, and then you're like, I don't know if I want to go through that again. Maybe I should be a bit more reserved this time. So that's a little bit of my experience. What about you? What do you think? And what do you think? Well, no. Am I still on probation? And what do you think?
Well, this go okay, because I think I told the story, but I'll say it again. I hated women, hated y'all. If you had a
Mm,
vagina, I didn't want you nowhere near me. Okay, I only
mm,
wanted penises near me as
mm,
friends, right?
mm,
Because I've been hurt by women in my family, and I told you guys I've been through sex trafficking, all
mm.
that kind of stuff. I'm a survivor, and hey, Gloria. And for me, I just because of that, I hated women. The women in my family just let me down.
Mm.
So what I did was I surrounded myself with men. But because of that, I would see through my brothers and other guy friends how women would interact with each other.
Right.
And then I would see the backstabbing and all that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to find a career where I don't have to deal with women. I only want to deal with men. So I went into the medical field, and the field that I was in was majority men. So it was amazing because I remember when I was younger, my best girlfriend, her mother said, when you're 50, you should not look for new girlfriends. You should stay with the girlfriends that you are. But I am, as much as I'm like this, I'm really an introvert extrovert.
Correct.
I'm really an introvert. People don't believe that, but I can do this in front of the camera, and when I'm walking with the girls, and sometimes I'm quiet, and they'll say, "Why are you so quiet?" I'm really an extrovert. I mean, an introvert. So for me, I think it's self-esteem issues that we're projecting to other women.
Mm.
We don't want them to be better than us. We don't want them to be, and that's wrong. So when I received my message from God, and He told me, I'm telling y'all, He
Mhm.
told me I need to work with women. This is what I said to Him. Uh, you crazy. I can't say the exact word because he and I have this conversation. Words you're not supposed to be using. I'm like, you crazy. You
Mm.
gonna stand in front of that, okay? You crazy. I am not. I don't want nothing to do with women. And he's like, Jackie, you want to work with women? I said, where, when, how, what? You crazy. I'm not gonna tell you again. I don't want to work with. I don't want no parts of women. And then he put me through a test. He put me through a test, and the third test was, if I failed it, I was not going to be alive.
Oh, wow.
So because of that, I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I went to sleep, got Women Are Worthy from the Bible, got just like when I said, want to join the tribe, just subscribe. I went to
Mhm.
sleep, woke up, and got that. Okay. So he has given me, he said, Jackie, just walking. You have survived so many things. First of all, you're married for a long time to one guy. You're a survivor of sex trafficking. You hated women. So now, these are the things I had to break you down to build you up. And while I was walking in Women Are Worthy, he broke me down even more to my knees, because he said, how are you going to empower women, Jackie, if everything you asked for, you got? Okay, so
Mm.
let me break you down some more. And when I say he broke me, girl, he broke me. Okay, I'm like, look, I don't want nobody telling me anymore that he don't give you more than you can handle.
Oh
Don't
my
tell me
gosh.
to read the Bible. Don't tell me you're gonna pray for me. That's how bad it was. And I'm like, no, I had to say, no, 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 no. I had to be like Job. Mm-mm, you're not gonna test me.
Wow.
So that's when I realized. And then what I did was, all my practitioners were all men. I
Mhm.
fired every last one of them. I do not have a male practitioner now. Now because I'm walking in my femininity, learning how to be like a woman or feminine, and I just love women, even if they do something to me, because I'm a child of God. Whatever what's for me is for me. You can't
Mhm.
hurt me. No weapons gonna form, but it's not gonna prosper. And I've
Amen.
seen it. I've seen it. So what does it hurt for me to try to be good to another woman? If she's gonna screw me over, she's screwing herself over, because I bring blessings into your life. Okay, so if that's what you're gonna do, it is what it is. And I don't mean to take up your time, because
Oh, no, no, no. This
this
is
is
this
your
is good.
show. This is your show. That's why when I met you women, my vibe was good, because I'm an empath, and I'm all about energy. I'm not gonna let you be an energy vampire. You're not gonna suck my energy. I used to let those people around me. They would suck
Right?
my energy dry. I don't do that anymore. If you can't pour into me, I don't need you around me. If you can't put wisdom, I don't need you around me. I'm tired of teaching. Tired of
Mhm.
teaching.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that was a long answer to
It's a
the
good answer.
question,
It's a
but
good answer, but there's a second part.
oh God, okay,
Which
well,
no, the second
you
part is
interviewing me. Go ahead.
right now I'm interviewing you. That's what happens when you get two podcasters, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
But no, the other part of the question is, am I still on probation?
Hell no. You are
Not
not
like
on probation.
not like you're gonna say yes, you are. Bye.
Oh, girl, you'll get to know me. And here's the thing. I want you, okay, listen, y'all. Okay, so I met Lisa we're going to be doing, Lisa, Tammy, and myself, and Rochelle. We're going to be doing a show. We can't say the name of the show yet. We're going to be doing a platform. When I say it's going to be kicking ass, it's going to be kicking ass. It's going to be phenomenal. So we met. We had a Zoom call. I told the women who I am, what I'm looking forward to do, what they
Very honestly, very
very
honestly.
honest. Yo, it was so honest. We was crying.
Yes,
Okay. The
yes.
first, the
First
first
meeting.
first meeting we were crying. So it's going to be fun. We're going to be laughing. I am a believer. I believe in Christ. I believe, that's who rules my life. I'm trying to work out my words because sometimes I can be a little bit of a cussing Christian. So I'm trying to work on that. Look, I'm
Well,
a
now is a good time to let you know that my mom is watching.
okay.
I don't know if that helps.
No, because I don't curse on my show. I don't curse on my show. Not at
Okay,
all.
good.
Not at all.
Good.
But I'm talking about like if something happens.
Oh, I thought you meant now.
No, not on my show. Like if I hit my, hand on
Yeah.
the S word stuff but I don't do that on my show. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. Remember, I got mentees and mentors who are watching. I don't do that. Gloria said, I'm taking myself off probation. Girl, you are not on probation. She's one of the ladies I walk with. We walk 6 miles. When it's humid outside, I go to the gym, but they still walk. She's
Right.
absolutely phenomenal. I mean, when I tell you,
Hey,
God has
Gloria.
been bringing me wonderful women in my life. He's been bringing me wonderful women. Now, trust and believe. Them wolves have been walking in too now. They've been knocking at the door and I slammed the door. I'm not into, this is the area of my life, Lisa, that I'm into. I'm not into helping people. I'm not into showing people what they need to do from the very beginning. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have time for that. That's not where I am right now. But if you're in the middle of the road, I'm willing to help you cross on the other side. That's someone else's vocation to take you from across the street to the middle of the street. My job is to take you from the middle of the street over to the other side. I know because I'm very impatient and I don't have that in me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fabulous 50s. I ain't got time for the foolishness. So that's where I am right now.
I think I'm the same place.
So my question to you is, since we're talking about sisterhood, what are you looking for in a sister friend or in a sisterhood?
Ooh. And it's interesting. Okay, I do affirmations on TikTok. Almost daily. And I was scrolling back through some old content. I think it was last night. And one of my affirmations was about basically attracting genuine friends into my life. Right. And so if I am looking for friends, which debatable, but if I am, right? Integrity, honesty. And when I say honesty, obviously, in both words and actions. Honesty in words, meaning, just be as transparent as you can be. I'm not talking about the kind of honesty where somebody just like tells you any old thing, any old how, and it's like, well, that's just me, I'm honest. Not that kind of honesty. That's being rude, right? But you understand what I mean. Have integrity, be honest, be strong, but able to receive. Be supportive. Um, be empathetic. All of those, and have your own stuff. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Have your own. Everybody's going to have different stuff, different things, whatever. But have your own. And I don't I don't want to sound. Now I'm beginning to sound like a man. What are you bringing to the table? Not in that sense. Of
Well, let me interject. What the heck you mean? And I'm going to say this, and I'm saying this with love, okay? What do you mean when you said not that you what you bring into the table? Let me tell you something. I tell people I don't have to bring anything to the table. I am the table. So what you got to bring to my table is a plate, food, blah 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 blah. And it's not that I'm bigger than everyone. Everyone should look at themselves that way. What
Well,
are
that's what
you
I'm saying.
right?
That's kind of like what I was trying
Good.
not very effectively to say. And that's part of what I meant when I said have your own stuff. I don't or I don't know if that's exactly what I said. Something about own your stuff, have your stuff.
Gotcha.
Be a person, be a woman of worth.
Mm-hmm.
Be a woman of worth. Now that does not mean necessarily be a woman of high net worth. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about the inside. The inside is ultimately going to manifest on the outside. But be somebody that is about something. When I look around my connections on LinkedIn, just as an example, right? Now, there are some people who have, I don't know, some people have hundreds of thousands of followers, and there are some who might have a couple hundred, right? If I see your content and I'm like, oh, that is wow, they're really making some good points. I can see that their thinking, their intellect, their expertise, etc., etc. It doesn't matter how many followers you have, right? It is what are you saying? What are you about? And so that's kind of what I'm trying to express.
Right. And I think that's what we need because here's the thing. I think women nowadays, some, not all,
Mhm.
okay? So I don't want y'all to email me later on, especially in the rebroadcast.
Yeah, don't don't
So,
don't add us. Don't add us about none of it.
so many women are afraid to be transparent, are afraid to cry in front of each other. They're afraid to, back in the days, it was almost like if you had something, come and lay down or put your head on my lap, let me wipe your tears. And it wasn't anything sexual because I think nowadays, with all this stuff that's going on in the world, I'm sick and tired of people telling other people to be strong. I'm tired of being strong because sometimes people don't check on me because people think I'm so strong. When
Mhm.
I need, so when I'm talking to someone, Jackie, don't worry about it. You're strong. You'll get over it. So they shut me down. So
Yes,
then
yes.
who do I go to? Because everyone perceives me as being strong, and we
Mhm.
have to also check in on our, always check in on your circle. Check in
Yes.
like I do with you and
Now,
Rochelle.
I'm big. I am big with that. I am big about that because, it takes seconds. It doesn't have to be a long soliloquy, no long text. It doesn't have to be a long voice note. Hey girl, thinking about you. You okay? Actually, me and my best friend for weeks sometimes because we're both busy, but we're both adults and we understand that. You good? Yeah, I'm good. You good? Yeah, I'm good. And that's it.
Mm-hmm,
That might
mm-hmm.
happen back and forth for a few weeks, and then at some point we'll have like a conversation for hours. But we check in. But we
But
we
not only check in, we also got to listen because I've tried this
yes,
exercise where so I asked, I said hello to someone and I said, "How you doing?" They said, "Fine." They said, "How you doing?" I said, "My feet." No, what did I say? I said my foot got run over by a car, and they're like, "Oh, we hope everything's fine." And I'm like, "Did you hear what I just said?" So many people respond without listening,
hmm
without because I wanted to see if people are really, you know, you know were they really listening? Because even Gloria just said, yes, she's been told I'm strong. But again, the strong ones are the ones people really don't check into. We're
yes.
the ones that people want them, like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? You know
hmm
what I'm saying? And
There's
we got to,
also there's a layer to that applies to Black women in particular as well, right? The stereotype of the strong Black woman, and actually Rochelle and I have done at least one show together about it. I write about it all the time on LinkedIn and other places. I'm like, no, I refuse to be anybody's quote unquote strong Black woman, right? Now, and I always say, look, I'm here looking towards my kitchen right now. So I'm seeing my fridge. My fridge is on wheels, right? Can I pull out my fridge? Absolutely. Do I want to pull my fridge out? No. Yeah, it's not that I can't do it. I don't want to have to do it, right? I don't want to, and on Black women in particular, there's this
Yes.
expectation that we only have value if we are producing. If we are producing, and that is, and I think that is extremely toxic and negative and harmful. And so this gets back to part of what, again, I didn't express it very well, but part of what I was trying to say about who is someone on who these women that you might be letting into your life, who are they on the inside, right? If they do a bunch of fantastic things, that's wonderful, but you know that the outside world can see, but who are they on the inside? That's what I care about, right? So stop requiring Black women to be strong. I rebuke in its entirety the strong black woman syndrome and stereotype. I divest myself of any cape that I might have been wearing in the past. I'm not doing it anymore. Done.
You know, I used to, what I did was, and I told people 5 years ago, no,
Mm.
7 years ago, I took the S off my chest. I'm
Right.
not superwoman anymore. And I had this character, this cartoon that someone drew for me, and they sent it to me. And it's called WW, a worthy woman, and she's wearing a cape, right? And I
Mm.
don't post that anymore. Once in a blue moon, I'll post it, but I tell people I took the S off my chest. I took the W off my chest. I'm not doing that anymore. I am okay with not being strong. It's okay not to
Yes.
be strong. And here's another
Yes.
thing, you don't have to be strong. And one of the things I'm working on not doing, and I'm even challenged with it right now, I no longer want to invest in multitasking. I don't want to do that anymore because you can't do everything. I don't care what anyone says. You can't do whatever you're doing at 100%. Something
No.
is going to be at 100, something, and one is going to be at 90 or 80 or 70. So what I'm doing now, like I'm looking at you, when I used to text, no longer. I used to type up, no longer. I'll do a couple of little things. I want to invest in what, and I want to make sure I'm
And
focused on what you're
focus
saying.
and focus.
Yeah,
Right.
because I think what's going on now is this big thing like, oh, I can multitask. Back in the day when I worked for corporate America, it was great to do that. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It is not a great thing to multitask. You
No.
should be able to focus on one thing at a time. And and they make us, especially being a Black woman, that we have to feel, because we're not doing it, we're made to feel less than.
Oh
When
yeah.
look, we give birth to nations. You can't make me feel less than. And then again, you're giving someone that power. So
Mhm.
you can't make me feel less than. I am too fly for you to try to make me feel less than.
Right.
So, and that's how we should all feel. And that's what I want to advise everyone. Make sure you take time, just like, you speak to some women, they feel guilty if they put their needs in front of their child. When the plane goes down, you got to put the oxygen on first. It's okay to say no. It's okay to just lay in the bed, not do anything. It's okay if you want to clean and you're like, you know what, I can do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. And I'm telling you, and I'm saying this because I'm seeing so many emails about suicide. Some of my, I don't want to call them followers, my family, my tribe, as I call them, attempted suicide. So many people, I suffered from panic attack, and panic attack is usually type A people who are just like, you're anticipating what's going next, where my heart is actually coming out of my chest.
Yeah.
And I had to
You and I,
realize,
you and I spoke about that. You and I spoke about
yes,
that a couple days ago.
yes. So it's
A
just
couple
like,
days. Yeah.
calm down. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about the next 10 tasks. One task at a time. This
Yeah.
is what you need to do, because corporate America, and I applied that into my business. I'm no longer doing that. If I get the client, I get the client. If I don't get the client, I don't get the client. I have a roof over my head. I have a car that I drive. And so things are just relative, because I am from New York, and I am from not saying people who are not from New York are like that, but the whole materialistic thing. And I
Mhm.
fell out of that. I don't need to wear the newest name brand. I don't need to do that anymore. And when you detach yourself from those things, you actually see what life is like, because I want to create memories with my friends. I want to travel. I want to eat bonbons with them. We don't need to go to Louboutin and buy the shoes. I mean, if we get it because we're Influencers, yeah, but I don't need that kind of stuff
Yeah.
anymore. I'm now working on trying to simplify my life.
Well, and I'm so happy that we're doing this talk because we're in alignment on so many things. I call it, no, I call it, I mean, there's a movement called, the soft life, right? And I
Mhm.
am all about that. I am not there yet, but I'm making progress towards it because I'm about the soft life, and I'm also about what I call single tasking, which is the same thing you were saying, right? Um, I can no longer juggle multiple things at the same time. I have to focus. I try, when I'm at my best, what I try to do is use the Pomodoro Method, which is focusing on one thing. I'm sure you know it, 25 minutes, then a
Mhm.
5-minute break, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that okay, if this is my email 25 minutes, then that's what you do for those 25 minutes, and that's that, right? And then you move on to something else and on to something else, but you give it your full focus. I am also of the belief that doing nothing is an activity that should be scheduled, because rest, especially again for Black people and Black women in particular, right, who are so frequently forced to just keep going, keep doing, keep giving, keep performing. Um, and I think you mentioned this earlier. And then if you don't, you're seen as less than, and it's so extremely harmful, right? And so, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're moving away from it bit by bit.
And I met a group of people, and I did it in the beginning, and I stopped. So now they're sending me emails, and if I don't do it anymore, they're going to kick me out the group. Well, this Sunday I won't be able to do, but I'm going to resume it next Sunday. And what this is called, and we have judges that's in this group, and you name it. And let me tell you something that's crazy. Well, not crazy. That's funny, because I believe words. Be careful what you say with your words. What we're supposed to do every 3 o'clock on Sundays from 3 o'clock to 3:45, take naps.
I love it.
Take naps. My
I
phone be
love
going off. Take naps. 3 o'clock to 3:45 on Sundays, because we're so busy running during the week, and then sometimes on the weekend we're doing household duties. Then on Sunday we're getting ready for Monday, and it's almost like when you hear people like, "Oh my God, it's Monday." No, but then you're like, "Thank God it's Friday." We should say, "Thank God it's Monday" as well. So we
That's
should.
the goal.
That's Thank you. That's
That
the
is the
goal.
goal.
That's the
That is
goal.
the goal.
That's the goal.
I am 100% all about that. And okay, so this show, a lot of what we're talking about is sisterhood, right? And I think part of the issue with American culture in general is that it is extremely individualistic,
Yes. Yes.
right? And that is something else that plays into sort of fracturing and fragmenting sister circles and, friendship circles and so on, right? Um, there's a show that I'm watching. It's a British, it's a an old British show set in the 50s. And I watch it sort of as a form of escapism,
What's
right?
the name of it?
It is actually, it's called The Midwife,
Okay.
right? Multiple seasons, like I said, old British show. But you know what I love about it? It's mostly, a bunch of it's midwives, mostly women. They're doing the work of helping to usher life into the world. So that's part of it. So, they're working. But when they're not working, there's a friendship circle, there's a sister circle. They live close together, they support each other. Hey, do you need, I have some, I don't know, I have some extra tomatoes. Do you need some? I'm going to drop some off by, at your house. Or are you going out with this new guy? Okay, let me paint your nails for you. Let's all go shopping and make sure you have a dress. And, of course, back then there weren't cell phones, but whatever their version is of, let me know you got home safe, all that kind of stuff. But I guess I watch it and it gives me so much of a sense of comfort because you can see the community and the caring and how people really looked out for each other back in the day. And even growing up in Barbados, I mean, obviously, I wasn't growing up. I think that show started off being set in the 50s. I'm a little younger than a little younger than that, but I still remember growing up in the Caribbean and experiencing similar, right? Where you know your neighbors, they know you help each other out. And Barbados at one point was small enough that you would know people's license plate numbers, right? And so I'd have a very clear memory of once, I think, getting maybe a flat tire or something at the side of the road. First of all, people genuinely stopped to help. That was number one. And not like the creepy guy from the movies is gonna right.
Mhm.
Actual friendly people stopped and helped. By the time I got back home, my mom already knew,
Mhm.
because somebody had seen the car at the side of the road, but they couldn't stop, but they wanted to call her to let her know. And so, like, that kind of sisterhood, that kind of community, that kind of looking out for each other. And I know it was simpler times, but I long for them so much. And I think it is possible to create a similar feeling and experience.
We're going to have to, because the culture that we're living in, it's going to happen because, and you said something that hit the nail on the hood, nail on the head, because I remember in New York, I had a friend
Hmm.
and we shared everything, including money. It was like another relationship. I remember once I went to get my hair done, and the hairdresser, because back then in Jamaica, in New York, when you would get your hair done on a Saturday, you'd go in like 7 o'clock in the afternoon. You wouldn't come out till 7 o'clock in the morning. Because
Right?
my hairdresser, she would have strippers there. She would have people come deliver food. She created the
Yes.
bedrooms in the back. So when she doing your hair, now she booked 7 people for 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Right.
7 people and 9 people for 10 o'clock and 15 people for 11 o'clock. And she had bedrooms in the back, and you would go sleep in the bed.
Yes.
When it's your time, I mean, then when you wake up, you eat your ackee and all that kind of stuff. And so I met this young lady, and I remember we became real good friends. And I would come to get my hair done, and Faye would say, "Your hair's already paid for." What you mean my hair's paid for? She would say, like, Sandra paid for it. I'm like, what? She paid for my hair. Then the
Aw.
following week, because
See
we
what I
every
mean?
2 weeks, I would pay for her hair. Then, if I needed, then we would have, you didn't need to do anything in that salon. The jewelry man would come in, the juice man would come in, the coach man would come in, the TV man would come in, the jewelry man would come in.
And the clothes and some clothes,
Yes.
right?
And
Yes.
back in those days, let's say if you wanted a Coach bag and the bag was like $400 or $500, they would give you the bag like on consignment. You would give them 200 and they'd come back and back and back and all that kind of stuff. So that's how it was back then. And then I would pay for her hair, and then she would
Mhm.
say, let's go shopping. And if we didn't find anything, she would buy something for me. Or if she was short on her rent, I would loan her money, but it wouldn't be a loan because, I got you. I
Yes.
got you. And it
Yes.
wasn't like, oh my God, because you did me, I got to do you. We
It
never,
was just natural.
yeah, we never looked at like, I paid this 3 times, you paid that 4 times. It was because I loved her. She
Yeah.
loved me. And if I was cleaning my house, she would come over and help me clean. Okay.
Hmm.
That kind
Me
of
and my
thing.
best friend have done that many times.
It was that
Many
kind
times.
of thing. I didn't have to worry about her saying, "Oh, the bed didn't, you didn't change the bed." She would change it. She was just so good, and I was good to her as well. And and I yearned for that. I yearned for when I came to Georgia, how Martin and Gina had that relationship where people had keys to come in and out of their homes and things
Yes.
like that. Hi, Pamela. That's what you long for, things like that, that kind of a sisterhood, that kind of like, and you don't have to worry, because the first thing I hear women say, well, I got my man, I don't want to bring another woman around my man, because and it's back then we didn't have that. And now it's more like that, where you're like, okay, if I'm married, if I'm in a relationship, I don't want to bring another woman around my man. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And
Hmm.
we have to first cultivate our relationship, and because it should be, if my husband was to come on to you, people say men are going to be men. I would hope you would love me as a sister to tell him no. I'm just saying hypothetically, and then come and tell me. My thing is, this is how I look at it. First of all, I don't want what you want. I don't want your sloppy seconds. That's how I look at it. I don't want your sloppy seconds.
So, I'm hearing an echo. Are you hearing an echo?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. So I definitely have, unfortunately, experienced where this is, a long, long time ago. But the, I guess significant other, whatever, of my best friend at the time, tried to come on to me, um, obviously without success. And I let her know, and she promptly turned around and blamed me.
For
So
telling
now
her no? For telling her no?
she create, even though I came and said, here, here's what happens. I think you need to know this. Like you said, you would hope somebody would
Right,
do,
right.
right? So I did that because I would hope the same. And long story short, she somehow made me the bad guy in the whole thing. I'm like, all right, sis, I don't know what to tell you. But this is getting back to, remember, closer to the top of the show, you're asking about why do some women find it hard, right? Or why do you hesitate to bring new people into your life? Is because of stuff like that. Now,
Wow.
you
Okay.
understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because it's like there does get to be a point, like I said, you get hurt, you go through certain experiences, and there does come to be a point where you're like, look, I cannot go through this kind of thing again. I can't do it.
Excuse me. That's why we have to have energy. We have to connect with each other and energy like this. Because let me tell you something. I was doing, and I'll make this quick. I was doing, because again, no one showed me how to do podcasting. I knew I have an amazing personality. I know
You
that.
do.
I just didn't know how to do this. No one showed me when they told me. We'll go over the story because you're going to come back on the show. We're going to do another show and we'll talk about that. But here's the thing. So I was invited to go to an event. It was because September 11th, since I'm from New York, I get very emotional. I
Of
can't
course.
do. I get paralyzed during that day and month and blah blah blah. So anyway, what happened was the my police chief invited me to an event at a school, and they
Mhm.
wanted me to videotape the event at the school because they were doing an amazing thing for September 11th. So I basically had to crawl out of bed, stop sucking my thumb, and go. So I went and I'm filming. I'm filming on my iPad, filming on my iPad. And so so the next day I had to do a show. So my assistant had my iPad, and while I'm interviewing, I heard a crash. So the iPad fell, and while I'm interviewing, I'm turning, and while the person is talking, I'm saying, I said, "Did the iPad crash? Did you break the iPad?" So no one heard me but her, and I'm so glad you didn't hear the feedback because I'm great at talking through my teeth, right? So what happened was she said no. So I go the next day to film. I didn't even look at the iPad. The iPad shattered.
Oh no.
She did not want it. It shattered. And when I tell you I wanted to cry, I wanted to cry. It shattered because had I known then, I could. So I'm on the phone talking to this newly friend that I just met on my prayer line, just met her. And I said, would you believe this? She freaking, shattered my iPad. And I asked her, the warranty had expired and everything. And I said, I wish she had told me. She said, what kind of iPad? So I told her, I said, whatever. She said, where's the nearest Apple store? I said, well, it's really far and whatever. She's like, just go online and look for the iPad. I said, I can't get one right now. She said, just go online. I went online. I said, well, I think I like this one. Go to the iPad store and pick it up. She paid for a brand new
Oh.
iPad. My husband went to pick up the iPad. Okay, I still have it. I'll never forget it. When I tell you, this young lady's name is Lene. I'm kind of nervous when I talk to her because if I say, "Oh yeah, I gotta go buy this," it'll be in my mailbox. Or I
Oh.
need to go get this because I mentioned I want to do this and I want to do my I did a show and I had a cardiologist on the show with some cancer patients. So
Mhm.
I said, I want to buy a camera because I wasn't doing things through my camera at first. So when I did that, the cardiologist watched the show, her and 5 other people made together and they bought me the camera. So when I say I got favor, I have
You
favor.
do. You
People want to
do.
be my friend. You hear me? Because I have favor. And I don't take it for granted. I'm very humble with it. I don't take it for granted because I realize I have a gift and I can't abuse it. So I see when you, that's why I'm saying you have to walk in your purpose. You got to know your purpose because when you know, when you have your purpose, God will make everything happen. Don't let anything, and I want to put this out there for challenge people out there. If you want to do something, go out and do it. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about all. Just go out. Make the attempt to do it. Everything will fall into place. Because I'm telling you, I don't even know how this happens. I don't know how this stuff happens. I don't know. No, I
It's
do
good
know.
energy.
It's by the grace of God. It's by the
Mhm.
grace of God. Because some days I don't know. But I got to thank God. And I also got to thank God for meeting amazing women like you. And we got to wrap up. Tell people how they can get in touch with you because we're gonna bring Lisa back on. She's gonna be our co-host. Okay, she is just so phenomenal. She's
Ah,
another amazing woman that has come into my life and has blessed me. When I tell you she's blessed me because Lisa's gonna be the one to slow me down because y'all know I'm the ever ready buddy. But sometimes when I'm talking to her, I can hear it in her head and I slow down because I'm quick to say no to a lot of things and like, nope, it's my way or the highway. But she's the one that brings me like, Jackie, without telling me, I know her spirit, Jackie. And I'm like, okay. Tell people how they can get in touch with you.
you're too funny. You got me cracking. You hear it? You hear it when I.
You see, I tell you, when I say I'm an empath,
You
I'm like
are.
I'm a next level where I can read what people are going to say. I know what's going to happen. I'm telling you, you don't say it, but when you pause, that's when it's happening. I know, especially that last phone call we had. Yeah, I know. I'm stupid. Go ahead. She spanks me without the belt. That's gonna be the one that spanks me. I'm telling you, she gonna be the one keeping me in line for that show we gonna do.
Okay, okay, okay. That is it. We have to talk about that one
Yeah,
another show. Another. I'll
another
definitely I'll
show.
definitely come back. I'll definitely come back. And
Okay.
before I forget, of course, I want to say thank you again for having me because this was amazing. And part of the key for me is knowing that we both had a long day, right? We both had a long day. And why I know this is good is because I feel so energized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And that is a big marker for me. But people can, how can people get hold of me? Okay, my Instagram is, my handle is Happy Happy Phoenix. So two happies and a phoenix, like rising from the ashes. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me at Lisa Hurley. I have a podcast of my own, the Introvert Sisters podcast. I'm a host of Real Talk on Racism. So people can find me on realtalkonracism.org. So yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere, but definitely. Oh, and I'm on TikTok, the Lisa Hurley as well for positive affirmations because I believe in speaking good things into existence. And I, again, didn't express it very clearly, but part of what I was trying to say earlier is that I asked for good friends.
And you got them. You got them.
You understand what I was trying to say now?
We just, and that's what I want people to see. Like, again, we have a lot of things going on in this world, more
Mhm,
things, and it's going to get worse. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. It's going to
mhm.
get worse. But we have to look at it this way. Now we have to be our sister's keeper because it's now I'm minding my business. You do no, 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 no. I'm not minding my business. If I see you walking off a cliff, I'm going to tell you. That's what I'm doing. Just like Gloria said, checks and balances. I'm not going to let you walk off a cliff because I don't want to think to myself, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I don't want
Right.
to be a part of that. So I'd rather you tell me to mind my business, keep it moving, than not say anything. And then me, I'm going to be like, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. You are an amazing woman. God has this world has so much in store for you. Don't let anyone Block your blessings. Don't let those energy vampires suck your blood, suck your energy. I'd rather them take my blood than my energy because I can always replenish the blood. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
true.
But that energy, so, and also everyone, please take time to self-care. Take time, whether you meditate, whether you read, whether you go on vacation, make memories, make moments. I know we want to make the money, and I know sometimes we need the money to do that, but if you chase the money, it's not going to come. Chase the memories and the moments, and then the prosperity will come. Slow down.
Ooh,
I know you got
beautiful.
some wisdom. I feel smart.
I'm like, she took us to church at the end there.
Gloria's on the line, so she injected some smartness in me tonight. But
Right?
and whether you pray or whatever it is you do, whoever you pray to, just make sure you bring it down because and then make sure what you're watching, garbage in, garbage out. If you're watching all these messy shows and your mind is busy, that's why. Take time to watch positive. Me right now, I'm watching Leave It to Beaver. I'm watching, the Brady Bunch. I'm watching shows that I loved. I'm not that old to watch the original Leave It to Beaver, but I still used to love those shows, the Munsters, shows that were good and wholesome. That's what I'm watching.
That's why I love this show that I was telling you about so much because it's like there's drama because it is, there's a TV show, but not drama in the sense of Real Housewives kind of drama, right? And so it just is wholesome, it is positive, you feel good. After you watch an episode, you feel like, there's good people in the world, there's hope in the world.
Yes.
And injecting that kind of feeling into in your mind and your energy body helps you to be a better person and move more powerfully through the world.
And that's all we have to do. We're spiritual beings living in a human life form. That's how I see it. And I just want to be a better Jackie today than I was yesterday. I'm not perfect. Lord knows my mouth look, I'm slick with the lip and I'm working on that. No, I'm not working on it. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not working on it. I'm slick with the lip. Okay. But I don't intentionally try to hurt people. I love to make people laugh. But more importantly, I got to take care of myself. That's who I got to take care of in order for me to help. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Women Are Worthy Network. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please share, like, subscribe, comment. Tell me if you like the show. Tell us whatever what else you'd like to see on the show. Last week, we had to cancel our show because our guest got into an accident with a drunk driver. She's going to be back on the show. We're going to reschedule the show. We're going to have Gangster Holistic. He is certifiable, the hypertension consultant. He had kidney issues because of high blood pressure. I think he's something with his heart as well. Now he's phenomenal. He's vegan. He's raw. He juices. He does all of that. And y'all know I love my vegans because that's my people. So again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. It's a motivational Monday. We want you to have a terrific Tuesday, wind down Wednesday, turn around Thursday. I was going to say Freaky Friday, but no, a fabulous Friday, a soothing
Saturday. Fabulous. It can be fabulous and freaky.
Yes, and a soothing Saturday and a self-care Sunday. So without further ado, I want you to get off, drink your wine, whatever you're drinking, relax, meditate. And again, we thank you for tuning in. Bye,
everyone. Bye.